Okay, it's 5. I have 5 o'clock.
Yep, I do too.
No, we have a quorum. Okay, it's public hearing for the zoning changes on subdivision rules for the Village of Antwerp. And we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you like to lead, Bill?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so just for the record here, this is Gabe Oberlin, the Village of Antwerp zoning inspector, and we have Village Mayor Jan Reed, Councilman and Commissioner Bill Boylan, and Commissioner Mark Greenland. And in attendance is Bryce Steiner in a capacity as a resident of the village. So we're here to take any questions about the proposed changes to the subdivision ordinances and that are going to be have already been presented to Village Council, and they will be voting on those within the next 30 days per the zoning ordinance. Those ordinances are 94-17 and 94-16. And I feel like, so are there any of the Planning and Zoning Commission members like to make any comments for the record concerning the proposed changes?
No, other than just to say that, most of the changes are general housekeeping. There's no substantive, tightening of the belt, if you want to call it that. And I assume we've gotten no feedback from any council members or anyone outside the council as to.
Have you, Bill?
No, we haven't heard anything.
I feel like they were positive changes that these are changes that people have been recommending over many years, and honestly, 30 years.
Nothing disruptive within that. I didn't know. I just throw it out one last time just to say, now it's been in circulation. Is there any feedback either way? So.
No, I haven't gotten any.
Brace, from the public citizen, do you have any concerns or comments, or would you like to be on the record?
No. Are we missing somebody? I was wondering about attendance.
So we have 5 commissioners. That's the mayor, Bill, Mark, and then Ken Reinhardt and Michelle Reinhardt are absent. And for the public hearing, I don't believe that they're not. There's no voting during the public hearing. This is just an opportunity. It's been published in the paper, and it's an opportunity for anyone in the village who has concerns to present them, and the mayor then could take those concerns to council, because there's still the opportunity to make changes in the proposed language for the updated subdivision ordinances. So should we give people a few more minutes in case they wanted to show up, or
Yeah, we go till at least 5 after.
5? Okay. No,
Well,
it's
if you
5
sit
after
here
now.
till 1/4 you're allowed to get the
Yeah.
same results.
Yeah, right. I think we're flexible enough. If there's people that show up, we can, because we are going to have our meeting after the hearing. So, would someone like to move to to end the public hearing then?
Make a motion to close public hearing.
Okay, moved by Bill Boylan to close the hearing. Is there a second?
I have a second.
Mark Greenwood seconds. All those in favor say aye.
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 Let it stand for the record that it was unanimously approved to end the public hearing. Okay, so at this point then, the floor is the mayor's with the meeting. There's a sign permit application review. So I'm not sure where they,
Gotta approve the minutes first.
okay, yes. So, good point. Yep. I sent out the minutes. They're here if you'd like to read them from the last meeting. Yeah.
Move we approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mark, moved by Bill, second by Mark. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So, on the sign permit review, I emailed it to you. They did not send pictures or anything. It's the sign out by Dollar General.
I did not get that email.
I didn't send you guys that.
I see it. Pretty hard to read. It looks like
It wasn't a good
yeah, it looked
permit
like
application,
a doctor
honestly.
wrote it up. I see of it.
Mark Behringer, NIA Homes. I can make you a copy if you'd like. So this is so the drawing he gave showed the whole 80-acre field and more or less had a little mark where sort of relative. There's no effort to make it a scale drawing, or there's no pictures submitted or anything like that. It's just
No measurement from where.
no. But I can confirm that it's the sign on South Erie is not set back where it needs to be.
Well, and that was gonna be my comment, just in general on these signs, and, really the only way to prove that conclusively is to have somebody come out and survey the land and put spikes out, but, in general, these signs have to be on their own property in that village property. And I don't know where this sign lies with respect to the frontage property line, but I would almost assume it's in the right of way. I don't know.
I'm confused what sign you're talking about now.
The real estate
I thought we were
sign out
talking
by
about the one
Dollar
Clear
General.
out by New 24.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sign,
The real estate sign, by the
Yeah.
Nazarene Church, yeah.
but it sits way out by New 24.
Yeah.
Is there another sign that I've missed?
It's the one that's right by the village.
It's right by the Dollar General driveway.
It's the real estate broker
Not
sign.
the one on New 24. That one.
Okay.
This is the one between the church and Dollar General.
But
Like
is it
Practically
the
right
same
at the
sign?
village.
Right next to
Same
where the
as what
sidewalk
is out there?
is.
The same sign that's out there? I mean, the same company?
Yes.
Okay, it's not in the right place.
Well, it's a question. I don't know. Did you happen to look
I
at
went
the-
and pasted off, and it is not. I made a note on the application that only there were 3 signs on his application, which it's just like, I mean, at least he used a ruler, so the lines are straight.
Mhm.
But 2 of the signs are not in the village. It was only the 4x8 sign that is by the Village of Antwerp sign.
Okay,
Welcome to
see, I've
Antwerp.
not seen that one.
I bet you don't go that way very often.
Not very often. No.
So,
How
well,
long's it been out there?
Couple months.
probably
It's fine,
since,
cause you go to paint.
Oh, yeah.
probably August anyhow. 'Cause
Okay.
the application, he finally sent it in September. But I stopped and I measured it at 54 feet from the center line of the street, and the zoning requires 65. And it's also right on the property line, on the side property line, so it doesn't meet the side property line setback either. Well, for B2, it's 20. Right? Because that's business down there. Where if it was residential, it'd only have to be 5. I bet you can't put a sign like that. But it was installed without a permit and prior approval by the planning and zoning commission.
Well,
Now-
in that case, if it's out of specs, that's between you and the mayor. If you say it's out, you talk to the mayor, she said, okay, we'll bring you to court. You guys,
Well,
you
I
don't really have
could-
anything in it,
Mhm, mhm.
per se.
So I mean, according to the ordinance, the next step would be for me to send him a letter formally notifying him of the violation, but also what would need to be done
Just say
to,
we should provide guidance on how to resolve it.
right. Now, some interesting news came through, and maybe Bill and Jan, you might know about this, but I received an email from Brian Davis that literally where that sign is, they proposed it, been proposing for a long time to put an access road in there. And so it's
Well, I say
right
it.
there.
I believe that little strip of land is, the village bought that as a right of way for the roadway. So it's already designated as a right of way. And that's why I say, I don't know, I hadn't looked at an aerial map to see how this thing is positioned, but
So I have, let's see if I can open it here. I could print
the
this.
auditor's website on that overall map or what?
What's that?
From the auditor's website, you can see all the boundary lines.
So this is the sketch that was sent to me. I'm printing it off too. That shows where the street would be, and you can you can see the Village of Antwerp sign. This sign is like literally right on the edge of the property line. I mean, just off of Dollar General's property, yeah. You can't see it perfectly.
This sign that you're talking about tonight,
Correct.
has there been complaints about it?
No. For me, like, and we just had that other sign out there on this end of town. It's like everybody just thinks they can throw up a sign,
Sign up.
and there's never any consequences. So I don't. There's
Where are they out of? That's contacted you with their little drawing and
he's in
stuff?
Defiance.
Nobody's local?
It's Mark Behringer, NAI Harmon Group.
Yeah, okay.
Which is based in Toledo, but he's a Defiance worker.
And he'd done some other work, didn't he? Do the
He
old-
was my sales agent for the thing.
Yeah. And he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
Little scribbles are, that's where the sign's at. That helps it.
yeah. It's gonna.
On one of these, can we pull up the auditor's website and look at the the frontage, that when you go on the map on the auditor website, you can see the setbacks for the parcels. And hopefully we'll see that right of way drawn in as well.
Mhm.
Right now, in general, it appears that the sign is placed in the village right of way for the lane going back. And so we need to attempt to give us some guidance on where's the best place for him to put that sign. So it really should be on the sign of the property they're trying to promote, which is going to be 200 yards away from 49, right? So he's got no access to property other than, unless the Nazarene Church gives him permission.
So here's the property. It's not, I don't know, it looks like it is split out already. This one, so this is the advisory board.
That's the doctor's.
It's right there. Who's the owner? The advisory board, Northwest Ohio District, Church of the Nazarene.
Yeah, see, that was,
So it's, according to this, it still belongs to Church of the Nazarene.
That parcel does.
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was an option for the
Yeah.
CIC vacant.
I knew it was an option. I thought at one time there was progress on getting that purchased, but apparently not.
Well,
The
no,
village should not buy that.
and the option run out.
Didn't they renew it though?
Well, that I don't know.
And
I
it's
know
gonna
the
run out again in 2 years.
original option run out. I know there was some
Well,
controversy about
but that's neither here nor there. Because it's owned by the Nazarene Church, it's not a right of way.
Right.
Right? So now we just have to give him guidance on how to make it fall within acceptance of zoning. If it's not, I don't
Yeah.
know if it is.
I mean,
Yeah, we didn't have permission from the church to put it there to begin with.
right.
Whether the setback isn't adequate, it still would have to be moved.
Yeah, it was.
And it's too close to.
There's frontage setback and side setback, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
we
too
gotta-
close to the
you gotta
property
count it
of
all.
Dollar General.
Yeah, and hopefully
Where
he's got-
could he put it?
Hopefully he's got permission from the Nazarene Church to place that on their land.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's permanent sign, yeah, I don't.
Well, it's
You had indicated that it was
very
permanent. I
concrete.
didn't go out and see if it was a
Oh,
Oh,
concrete.
yeah. It's just not a little, like,
Yeah, that's
stomp in the ground real estate sign.
That's
It's
an
like,
8 foot long, probably by 4 by 8.
It's 4x8, yeah, that's what he had on his details, so.
If they got it put in pretty solid, they wouldn't have it in Cecil if they didn't.
if he could put it in a smart location, it might be better for him in the long run to move it now, right? Versus you're gonna have that, I don't know what the timeline is to put that street in. But, I mean, if he's gonna have to move it for the street to go in,
Unless the Nazarene Church is putting in a permit to put in a street, there is no street, right? This is Nazarene Church property.
right.
So you gotta put IFCON stuff out of the equation. All we need to really do is give him guidance on how to remedy the situation.
Mhm.
So in my mind, he needs to have written permission from some authority at the church. Rick Grimes doesn't own the property, he's just the pastor there. There's an entity there somewhere. And then we need to give him specifications on, once he has permission, on where to place this thing on that parcel and be okay. So whatever that frontage setback and side setback are, those would be the two pertinent requirements.
But as far as the type of sign, the message on the sign. Was there any concern?
With that part of it.
Yeah,
It'd been nice if we would have seen it prior to, which
Yeah.
that's supposed to become the floor board.
you're right.
At least take a picture of it, send it with the next application. I would say, at the very least,
Yeah.
Well,
just send it in. But
because that's a state highway, there are requirements for signage along state roads, but we're not going to deny you
that's not our problem.
Right.
That's not our problem.
That's an
That's
ODOT
the state, yeah.
that.
If it's been there that long, I've had to have seen it. I don't drive like this. But I was probably just so happy that somebody was advertising that property to get it developed. That I never
Sure.
thought, oh, that sign's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and it's not like a horrible eyesore, and it's not
Yeah.
like right at the edge of the street. It's
Yeah.
just.
And I mean,
Somebody got a
if
little
I'd have
jumpy,
just seen
right?
it, yeah, I wouldn't have thought, oh, that's not measured right or whatever.
Okay. So I will take that guidance and follow through with this. So then I'll be denying this application
Yeah, and he's
based on
able
this.
to resubmit, right? And I would encourage that he include a photograph of the sign
Yeah.
as well.
So you got all this paperwork well after the sign had been placed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, signs are the bane of my existence.
Yes.
And how long are we going to have to look at political signs? The election was Tuesday.
Well, the one that
Get those
is
done.
from a right of way standpoint, the one that is definitely in the right of way is the one right across from the marathon station up here for the dog parlor.
Oh,
It's like 3 feet off the edge of the curb.
the doggy Sutton style or
Yeah.
doggy Sutton style signs.
It's in the right. It's got
Oh, yeah. It's between the sidewalk and the street.
Right.
They got special permission for that. The law was not a permanent sign. That sign is put in the ground with just metal stakes.
It's got
It's
some
not
stakes.
concrete. It can
Oh.
be
You
picked
can
up.
pull it up and move it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other mayor granted him that permission at the time because, for whatever reason, how things were
You
done.
know, and
And he said, as long as you put it there, it's not a permanent sign, so in case we gotta dig it up for a water line or power company needs to dig it up,
Yeah.
just
And
pick
by
it up.
mayor,
No.
he means Ray.
but
Yeah,
the thing
We
is,
knew.
that's not, but that's not,
Not kosher.
the mayor doesn't have the authority to just make up zoning rules on the fly. But that was how Ray operates. God bless him. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, that's all I have.
Ray was probably acting under guidance of somebody else that we all know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ray.
I've got some new business.
Okay.
Well, do tell.
Okay, the street that was put in on South Erie on lot 612,
Okay.
the neighbors on lot 614 are concerned that it is encroaching too close to their property. I went out tonight and took a rough measure of their property line to the berm, and it's 17 feet
Hmm.
from their property. It's
That makes him a corner lot.
27 feet from my property line to the berm on 610. So I don't know what, but if you're supposed to be 20 feet off and they're only 17.
Yeah, I thought it worked good the other way too, huh?
And now you're talking about the road that's already there?
When we just put in this summer.
Okay.
See, they give us, last year, kind of a temporary blueprint of what they were gonna put in there at that time, if I remember right, it even had a median in the center.
Yeah, that was just a preliminary.
Yeah, just a
We might
preliminary.
do this, right? There
Yeah,
was no.
and they've never come back and said, this is what we're gonna
Did
do.
they put the sidewalks in?
No, just curbs.
They run the curb up to almost where the sidewalk is, and then they put asphalt all the way to the road, and they just left the sidewalk they ripped up as stone right now. There's nothing there. The sidewalk has disappeared.
I think they did that because they were hoping there was gonna be some construction trucks. going
Is there a
in and
name
out
for
of
that
there,
street?
Nope. But to my knowledge, nobody's ever applied. I think at one time the CIC went around and collected funds to try and develop the area, and they were saying if you donate so much money, you can name the
Name
street
the
or
street.
something. Well, I don't know if that was
But
one
is it the
involved.
Colony Drive? I heard maybe.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
depends. Yeah, that depends, right? So the sketch that we saw, this was maybe a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
It was just a sketch, showed that that road was contiguous over to the county.
Right.
And whether or not that little stub road over there had a name pre-existing, I don't know.
Well, I hope we
I
get
don't
some
recall.
through street.
So is
But,
that 17
touch
feet
screen, too,
encroaching
though.
on there?
and that's the village's computer, so feel free to.
It's
Fingerprint
what?
it all you want.
I said this is the one the village gave me, so feel free to.
Mark, you're right.
Oh,
The other side
yeah.
is Colony Street.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
what, that's
So-
what.
So here again, depends on what the
Yeah.
intended road layout is, but yeah.
That little street's
The
named
sketch that we
Colony?
had seen at the time would be
Over by
Colony
the
Street
school,
all the way through.
where it was supposed to all be developed, and it's just
Yeah.
a field. This one here that is supposed to be named Colony Street is what was filed with the
It's supposed to be, but it's not there.
recorder's office or whoever, engineer, maybe.
Honestly, if the village would have stood their ground and had to put those streets in, I bet several of those lots would be developed already.
Whole place.
I want that developed.
Whole place.
So, well, that's on council. So what,
They asked me what the zoning was. I said, I can't say for sure, you know. So I said, I'll bring it
yeah,
up here, and since you're the guy with the zoning book. you
right.
can
So that's zone, that part there, I believe is zoned
B2.
R2.
B2.
That's
It's
B2.
B2, right on the edge of B2?
Well, the whole street is that side of the
That
street.
whole side of the street.
How,
Right.
no, it
starts
stops at,
Starts at Hops and goes all the way out to 49.
oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It's B2,
Swore we did that.
B2.
Yeah, that got changed,
So the
Last year.
yeah, before the street split in.
B2, I believe it's 20 feet. Side, well, that wouldn't be side street anymore, would it? It'd be a corner lot, so I think it's 65 feet. So Gateway Business, G2. Uh, 65 feet from the center line of the street, so how wide is that right of way?
I wonder.
Or how wide is the, so that's, and that's,
So it looks like.
that's how we rewrote the subdivision rules too, that the measurement would be from the center of the street. So the 17 feet or the,
Yeah, probably.
you said it was 20 feet from yours?
Yes.
It's
Definitely.
27 from mine, 17 from theirs. So they got, the reason they offset it because the water and sewer line run on the side of the street towards my
Touch,
house.
yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
So they did that.
Is this
They
one
wouldn't
right?
keep digging up the street every time you wanted to, which makes good sense. They kind of shoved it right onto the lot.
So how wide is your
So
lot?
then scroll.
How wide is
How
it?
wide is the frontage on your lot?
Right here.
It was 70 foot
From
and
the
they
7.
sold off, I think, 8 foot of it to
Okay.
Gherkins when he had that property, because 8 foot of his garage is over on the property that I own.
Okay,
So that parcel is 70 foot wide on the frontage.
70 foot wide.
We just pulled that out.
So that's 35 per side plus 27 feet on Bill's side. That's only 62. Should be 65 to the well, see, to the nearest. But I think that so here you get into a situation. I don't think you change it doesn't change the zoning on the lots where the buildings are. The setbacks couldn't be approved. I brought this up on this other piece too. The only thing that I saw that it changes is now you have two corner lots.
Right.
So that changes the setback requirements. Did we say, how did we say that did we say that corner lot has two fronts or a front and a side?
Front and side.
That's what I thought too. And so, if you count that as a side setback, then it would go from the property line and not from the center of the street. And it's only 20 feet. And the other one, then, if it's only 17 feet from the side property line, would be, it's the house that's too close, not the.
Well, yeah, the house, I'm going off property. The house, we know when it was built, it's too close to Ed's property. It's been that way ever since
Yeah,
probably Adam and Eve.
might have been built before.
Yeah,
Could very well been built before
the
the
15
zoning.
zones. So, you can't condemn the house for being where it's at.
No,
But probably that's why I come off property line, because the
I don't-
house is too close to the edge. They were
so,
wondering if at the very least they could get a fence put in. Because, as close as it is, their better windows face that street.
well, they'd have to apply for a variance, but I think that.
Why would they need the variance if they're too close to somebody? If
For
they're
a
already
fence.
close to them.
A variance for the fence is what it's saying. I don't think they'd get a lot of pushback on it, though. It's just, it's part of the process.
Yeah, because it'd be less than 20 feet from the sideline, and it'd have to be that close to an intersection. I think the height might depend a little bit on how close it is
So it would be-
And
depends how close
to
we
the-
get
Right.
to
to
the road.
Erie Street. Yeah, because there are rules about that, and I can look that up for them, or they can look it up in the zoning books online now. But, so created.
So, are you talking about Lawson's or the little White House?
Lost.
Lawson's and the fences.
Especially if that gets to be developed and there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah,
That's what we said, it's gonna be a problem just from the aspect of privacy.
Mm-hmm.
That street's right on top of it, which wasn't any street at all to begin with, now it's a,
yeah.
Right. I don't know that they have any discourse to what would you, they'd like to see a fence, or like to have a fence approved for them to, they'd
Well,
like
they'd
to
like to
put
have
one
s-
up, or they're
have
asking?
the CIC put in the fence,
Oh,
since it's their project.
yeah. They'd have to talk to CIC about that. I don't think I have authority.
Forget the
to-
skin in that game.
But,
That's what they were looking at to begin with, is the legality of it, is it legal where it's at, or that type of situation, then proceed from there.
I mean, as far as zoning, streets and sidewalks are permitted in all districts. So there's no, and there's, never thought about, like, I know for a fact there's no permit required for sidewalks. We never,
There is. Anytime you change the land use, you require a building permit.
no,
Unless
there's
it's
a specific, I can
pre-existing
show,
sidewalk.
I can pull it up. There's an ordinance that specifically states that there shall be no zoning pit permit required for a sidewalk. It's very specific, but this sidewalk controversy and discussion's been ongoing.
It
I mean,
comes and
this
goes.
is, I've been at this 25 years. It's been a question all along.
That's not in the zoning book, that's just the village ordinance.
There's a sidewalk ordinance, yes. And I don't have it here with me. You could probably search it, although that's one of the older ones that probably is not scanned in, is it?
Probably not.
But then, yeah, I don't know. As far as I think the advice there then is for them to approach the CIC and see if they do want to consider paying for that. And
Yeah, and that's probably
I think-
something too, to see if it ever develops to more of what it is right now. Right now, it's a street mill. Farmers will probably be using, putting it out there for the crops this spring or next fall.
turn it into a toll road.
Might be the way to make any money on it.
There's a thought, Gabe.
Well, let's all hope that something positive comes of that, and I think our best bet is probably some nice new housing subdivision. Look at most people's,
It'd be nice back there. So right now you're saying Lawson's should contact CIC?
that would be my, or CIC, yeah, maybe go to one of their meetings, I don't know when those are.
I don't think the public, that's my knowledge, they're not advertised when they're advertised.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just had one. I was trying to think how long ago it was. Just recent.
I always thought they were open to the public.
No, I think they're open to the public. They don't lock the doors, keep anybody out. But
Yeah,
No, I mean-
they just,
Just
You don't know
something
what
that
it
flies
is.
under most people's radar.
but you
So
just-
is Tom Van Valera still the president?
Tom's the president of it. Young Matt Meduli.
Matt Dooley?
Mick Dooley?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that now? I like it.
Matt Dooley. He just joined it. And
Good.
Yeah.
Take it easy on him, so don't chase him off.
The dentist's husband,
Yeah,
That's
I like
Ty,
him. Mhm.
he's on it. And of course, there's Tim there. And there's a guy from the Payne CIC that comes to him, Mike Meyer, I think his name is. There's quite a few of them, though. I go to all of them.
Mhm. Well, honestly, that's an important group. There's a lot of power to make things happen if it's managed correctly. Okay, well, any other new business?
Oh, that's all I had.
Alright, so, motion to adjourn?
I guess, do we wanna decide for certain whether we wanna meet on January 2nd?
Oh,
I will not be in attendance on January 2nd.
okay, that might be a bad day. And so, but we don't have any urgent
Right.
need to meet in December.
Right.
Would you prefer, maybe because of the being so close to the New Year, you're saying maybe we should do that the following week, maybe the 9th?
Yeah, the 9th would be.
The 9th? January 9th. So there won't be a December meeting.
Right.
And the change, it's been proposed by Mark to change the January meeting to Thursday the 9th of 2025.
5 o'clock again.
Keep it I like 5. Everybody go with 5.
Yep.
5's been working good. All right. I should do it.
He does the same thing to it. Every time he bumps it.
Oh, I see, so it's this.
There. Okay, well, do you have a motion to adjourn?
All in favor, stand up.
All right.